Back pain's rough. It affects how you eat, how you sleep, how you stand, how you work. And though stretching is the best way to get better quickly, a lot of us don't have the time or the desire to do it. So what are some easy ways that you can overcome this? Well, I'm glad you asked. Welcome to E3 Strength. My name is Earl, and today we're gonna go over a couple hacks that you can use to decrease and almost eliminate lower back pain. For today's effort, you're gonna need one of two items, and I'm going to slowly get down and grab them. One's a foam roller, the other's a sew right. You don't need both, but you do need one or the other. And the reason you hear me moaning and groaning is because I am actually struggling with lower back pain, and we're gonna go over how to identify it before we do anything. Back pain shows up in one of two ways. You go through a certain range of motion and you feel tightness or discomfort. Another one is a spasm. So as you go through a range of motion, for example, you're gonna drive your hips backwards, tilt your torso forwards, you get kind of stuck and you start feeling a little bit of sharp pain right in this area. That's typically your QL. Another great example is you take a long stride and you feel something, or say you lift your leg and all of a sudden a sharp, jarring pain. That's usually indicative of tight hamstrings. No matter whether it's your back, your glutes, your hamstrings, or a combination of all three, there's a certain way to address it, and it's usually by not actually addressing the area in pain. Let's start with your hip flexors. So if you have this $75 piece of plastic, it's actually the easiest and most effective way to loosen up your hips. All you need to do is put this in the crease of your hips, and it will palpate deep enough to hit your psoas and your other hip flexors, which typically get and stay tight and put tension on your lower back. So if you stay in this position for 3 to 5 minutes, you'll get a rush of blood flow, which is a great temporary fix and alleviation of lower back pain. But for those of us who don't have the sew right, we're gonna work with foam roller. Foam roller is just as effective, but you have to do one side at a time because there's some sensitive areas in between the hip flexors that you don't want to put pressure on. So all you'll do is you'll get in that same crease in your hips and hang out. But that's if you have a vibrating foam roller like this. If you don't, you'll need to knead back and forth a little bit to help generate a little extra blood flow. Now we're gonna stick with the hips as we transition to the glutes. So you'll have done both sides of your hip flexors, and then you wanna do the extensors. That's the back side. And this is where a lot of tension resides that you don't ever really feel because there's so much soft tissue back here. So unless you get in bad enough shape like I'm in, this actually won't feel too terrible. And here we're just gonna knead the glutes back and forth. Again, when you induce blood flow, your back, which is compensating for the tension back here, will settle down, less likely to spasm, bigger ranges of motion. You can lift your legs, get into those bigger stride patterns, or bend over or squat down at a range of motion which you previously couldn't achieve without that fear or potential spasm. Once you've kneaded your glutes like you see me doing here, since we're already on this one side, we want to get down into the hamstrings. The hamstrings, as you can see from the earlier demonstration, is an area where as soon as you lift your legs, you might feel a back spasm. And even if that's not the case, you want to take care of this area because it's always pulling down on the pelvis, causing the lower back to tighten up to pull the pelvis back upwards. This is very, very important. Even if lifting your leg doesn't cause back pain, you still want to take care of and loosen those hamstrings. Once you've done that on one side, you can do the other side. Then you've taken care of the hip flexors, the hamstrings, and the glutes, and really all the things that pull down on the pelvis, causing the lower back to pull back up. So after just a quick demonstration, I already feel a lot better. I can sit upright with little to no pain, and I don't have that fear of spasm. But that's only gonna last for another 5 to 20 minutes because as that blood flow dissipates, I'm gonna lose that range of motion. I'm gonna go back to feeling exactly how I did before. So to maintain and increase range of motion, I gotta do a couple quick stretches. Now this is not as invasive and requires no equipment like the 2 videos that are gonna be popping up in the corner of your screen. If you really wanna get and alleviate back pain, those are the videos you need to follow and do those stretches once or twice a day to really make a difference. But that's not what this video is about. We're trying to give you quick and easy hacks. Let's go over these 2 quick stretches and then you can be done. One leg in, one leg out is a great hamstring stretch. Now I can barely get this leg out because that hamstring is so tight and I feel my back tightening up. You see me leaning back to compensate. I'm not gonna be afraid. I can still support myself by holding on, and I'm gonna turn and rotate away. Automatically, that kind of alleviates things. I can stretch this leg back out, and that increases my thoracic mobility. Your upper back is actually pulling on your lower back too, so this is not a bad idea to increase this range of motion as well. And then, holding onto my leg, spotting myself, I'm gonna twist and reach. And that is all I've got, because this is the hamstring that's causing my back to go into spasm. And I'm just gonna hold this mild stretch. Most of what I feel is in my back. I don't really feel much in my hamstring, but the more I do this, the better I'm gonna feel. Each stretch should be held for about 20 seconds. Once you're done, you'll switch over to your other side. Just like you see me doing, you're gonna wanna gingerly transition, because if you transition too fast, you can throw your back into spasm. Just like before on this side, you'll twist, look away for about 5 seconds or so, just open up that upper back, and then twist and reach. Noticeable difference. So I've clearly identified this hamstring as my problem. Now, it doesn't mean I'm gonna stretch this hamstring twice, 3 times, 5 times as much as this side. I'm gonna stretch both sides evenly because your body's symmetrical. It responds symmetrically, so treat it accordingly. Once you're done with your hamstring stretches, the next easy stretch you're gonna do is a figure 4 stretch. Very simple, very easy. You'll hop down on your back, laying flat. Hopefully, you don't have a problem getting in this position. Then you'll cross one leg over the other. If you don't feel a glute stretch, grab the hamstring of the down leg, pull that back, and then you're gonna feel a stretch in the cross leg glute. Just like with the hamstring stretches, you hold this for 20 seconds, try not to shrug, pulling only with your biceps, and then your glutes will release some of their tension. When you're done, easily switch and repeat on your other side. And that is all you need to do to start making some progress. Again, there's a lot more that you can do and you should be doing on a regular basis to really keep yourself healthy. But for those of us who are busy and need a quick fix, this is a great starting point. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, give us a like, give us a comment, give us a share. And for more information, you can reach out to us at info@e3strength.com. You can find us on all social media outlets at E3Strength. You can find me at Earl Arrett. And until the next time, have a great day.